Hello everyone, I'm Saket Bansal, and in this video I'm sharing a flow of activities which may happen when you want to do a procurement of part of your work or you want to get some assistance from outside for your project deliverables. The flow is a typical flow. We must not consider it that these are the exact sequence of activity must be done in order to do the procurement, because PMI has moved away from that thinking. Now they are more principle oriented. We need to understand how the various elements of project management come together and help us in achieving the objective. Having said that, we still need to have a typical understanding how things probably will happen when we want to do a procurement. If you are working as a project manager, you may already know. If not, or maybe working as a project manager but never been too much involved in the procurement activity, this flow can help you in understanding the procurement activities. Now, I have prepared a PDF file for you. I divided this into 3 sections so that it is manageable to view together. You can even download it from our eisenbridge.com/downloads. Let me use it to explain the flow of the procurement. So the starting point is you have a work breakdown structure with the help of your requirement and then dealing with the scope, and you come to a work breakdown structure if you are following a predictive life cycle. If you are following hybrid or adaptive, you might have prepared the product backlog. You have a emerging product backlog. Now, when you talk about procurement, it is all about out of your current WBS, maybe some portion of it you want to get it from outside, or out of your current product backlog, you may have a epic or a section from a product backlog which you want to get it from outside. Now, the amount of work which you are getting from outside, even in the adaptive life cycle, that work could be clearly defined, or vice versa. Even in a predictive life cycle, the work you are outsourcing might be fluctuating in the requirement, and you may follow the adaptive style of working for that portion. So our current project life cycle may not too much attached with the procurement approach or the procurement contract we will make. It depends upon mainly the type of work we want to get it from outside. So my first job as a project manager is to identify what should I get it from outside, either in the format of a WBS if I'm using a predictive, or in the format of set of product backlog item if I'm using adaptive life cycle. Now what do? I perform something called make or buy decision. It is or make, buy, rent, borrow, something like that. So it's something we are trying to explore. Is it good to do it ourselves, or is it good to get it from outside? From an exam perspective, focus on economical reasons, like where do we save money, where we can get things faster. In the practical world, there could be other parameters as well. Maybe the type of work you are you want to get it from outside because it is very difficult for your internal staff to do, or there may be sometimes difficult, but you don't want to get it from outside because it has some IP attached to it. But based on various decisions, you perform a make or buy decision. And economically, if you see it is cheaper, secure to get it from outside, you decide to go it for outside. Now, when you decide you want to go and buy from outside, your procurement department comes into the picture. So you first need to prepare something. What do I want to get it from outside? So using your source, which is coming from either from WBS element or from a portion of your Epic, you prepare, you take the information. You may use the WBS dictionary in case of the predictive life cycle. In case of adaptive life cycle, it depends what is the content of work. And you prepare a statement of work. So we usually, for differentiating purpose, we put a procurement statement of work as a thing. So this is something you want to get it from outside. So you make a detail out of it. If you have a WBS dictionary, that could be a clear thing you can make using that particular thing as well. So it's a detailed statement of work for the vendor, which you are going to give it to them so that they can give some proposal against it. Now, first, this thing is clear after doing make or buy decision. Along with that, as a project manager, I need to see other information. I need to see what is my procurement management plan. So the organization strategy related to procurement, what are the type of procurement we can do, what kind of procurements are not allowed, what kind of approval process we have to use, what kind of documents we should use if we are getting things from outside. That all is defined in a procurement management plan. So I, as a project manager, refer that, and it is prepared by me in advance with the help of organization process assets. And if there are some customization needed, I will do it. So the template of the thing which I have to put as a request for proposal, I will get as guidance from a procurement management plan. I will definitely take reference from my organization process assets. So various types of templates, various kinds of good practices when we are doing procurement, some old lesson learned, we will take it. So there could be some customization, which I have already mentioned in the procurement management plan. If I'm not doing customization, then I take it directly from my organization process assets. And looking at my statement of work, looking at my procurement management plan referred in organization process asset, I, as a project manager, work closely with my procurement team, and I prepare request for proposal. Now, it depends actually that do you prepare request for proposal or do you prepare request for quote? It depends upon your procurement management plan typically. So we can say if we have a very clarity of you want to buy laptops, so you just may want to get a cost. You don't want to get into the solutioning detail. Then you may prepare a request for quote. You get the quote. If you like the price, you purchase it and the things are over. Yeah. Here we are taking a flow which is little complicated procurement because we wanted to see the complete flow in detail. So depending upon the nature of work or nature of thing you want to get it from outside, your procurement management plan guides it. And if that guides that you need to put up a request for proposal, then I will prepare request for proposal. In the request for proposal, I will majorly take information from my statement of work, which I have prepared. Yeah, this is the major source. I will talk about what is my problem, what kind of solution is needed, what kind of compliance requirements are there, what kind of timelines we have, what kind of development approach you should follow. There could be in the request for proposal itself, I may want to tell that you need to follow agile way of working. I will also tell the type of contract we will be using, maybe a fixed price contract or time and material contract. We mentioned that as a part of a request for proposal only. As much information we have available at that point in time, we put it as a request for proposal. Is it final? No, till the time contract is not signed off, things can change. There is a possibility request for proposal were asking for 3 things, but after evaluating, working with various vendors, we may only do a contract for 2 things only. But as of now, based on our current judgment, we may start with asking for fixed price, but after doing a round of conversation, we may decide to go for time and material. So those things can happen. But for a simple case, we are saying whatever information we have, we put into the format of a request for proposal. And then we issue this request for proposal to our possible vendors. We can say, okay, this is request for proposal is ready and we want to issue it. So before we issue it, we want to make sure it is meeting the organization standard. Yeah, it is as per the procurement guidance. The financial and legal team may also check it. So I, as a project manager, will work closely with them and I will finalize that, okay, this is something we can issue as a request for proposal. So in a very regulated environment, it might require a proper review and approval internally before I can float it for the outside vendor. So here I take a first step where request for proposal is ready in my hand. Then what do I do next? So I need to find out whom all I should send this request for proposal. Yeah. So I need to find out the prospective sellers who can probably solve my problem. So one of the things which we learn in our PMP case is you may focus on preferred vendor list. Yeah. Or sometimes we call it selected vendor list. So this is something is a organization may maintain a list of the vendors with whom they have worked before. And depending upon type of procurement you are doing, your procurement department may say, these are the 3 people, why don't you get your work done from here? This is something as an organization, they are maintaining as an organization process asset because it speeds up the whole process. So if you have it, you look at it. If you don't have it, or maybe you have it, still you want to go beyond that because of some reason, you may do internet research, you may ask for referrals, but you need to find out who are the possible people who may want to give a solution for your problem. So you identify those vendors and then you send the request for proposal to those vendors. In a proper regulated thing, you need to maintain some kind of paperwork, who has been received, what email has been done, when you have sent this particular detail, you may have a proper documentation and things are sent to them. So different vendor, in this case, ABC and E, F, G and X, Y, Z are the vendor. They got the proposal. They got a request for proposal. So that's something they got. Now, when vendor reads the request for proposal, you tried your best to make things very clear, but they may get some confusion. They may get some questions. So they may send you one-to-one query. Sometimes you clarify one-to-one query. That's a possibility. Sometime in a highly regulated industry, you should not be clarifying too many things one-to-one. Why don't you bring everyone together and clarify in a one go so that everybody creates a common understanding? So for that, we may conduct a meeting which is called bidder conference. So we invite all these vendors and we talk about our the request for proposal which we have floated, and we clarify various questions, issues if they have any. And the idea is everybody creates a common understanding. So we may clarify, we give it to those details, they go back home, we put a date by when you should put the request for the proposal back against my request for proposal. So we will have a target submission date. We will clarify and tell the vendor that give your proposal by this date only. So vendor will do their homework, they will do pricing, they will identify solution detail, they will talk about best what they can do, not necessarily they cover whole request for proposal. So as per their best judgment, their sales team, their pre-sales team will work together and they will give us a proposal. So we will get a proposal here. We can say that ABC proposal, EFG proposal. Yeah, EFG proposal will also come, and we can say that that we have a XYZ proposal as well coming in, and we get all the proposals. Now, once proposal comes, my job as a project manager starts again, and I definitely work with my procurement team. So I see the completeness of the proposal. If the person has not given a specific detail we asked for, we ask, why are you not giving? Is it by mistake, or is it purposefully you are don't want to quote for that particular work, or you don't want to propose for that particular work? So we ask clarifications, and if needed, sometime it goes for update as well. Or we can say, this proposal was not complete, can you update it? Sometimes there is a rule that you don't update, you just reject. That's a possibility, but you need to go as per your procurement management plan, whatever you have followed. So once completed and everything looks good, as a project manager or your procurement team members, they will say, okay, we have received this proposal, they are complete enough, let's put it for evaluation. Now, evaluation may be done by the subject matter experts, but as of now in the step 2, you have collected all the proposals and they are looking good. They are complete. They are taking care of what we asked for in the request for proposal. Now, the final step 3. So here, in our project management work, we involve subject matter experts. And we also use a term called source selection criteria. So you have a source selection criteria as defined in your procurement management plan, which tells that these kind of work has to be evaluated based on technical, quality, warranty, cost. You may have some set of criteria. So looking at the type of work which you are procuring as per your procurement management plan, as per your organization standard, you as a project manager may facilitate creating the table of these source selection criteria. You involve experts, because see, idea is like this. Someone has to read the proposal and say how this proposal is meeting technical quality. You as a project manager may not be able to do that. So someone has to do, you have authorized or accountable people who can rank on technical quality for various proposals. So as per your organizational structure or your responsibility and accountability thing, you work with these kind of experts and you take feedback on various criteria for all these vendors. And after that, you facilitate. Facilitation could be as simple as creating a table. You put the 3 vendor, you put the list of the criteria, and you ask people to rank them between 1 to 5 based on their expertise and defined rules. And finally, the score comes. There could be weightage also. Here I'm taking a simplified only. There could be a multi-criteria weighted decision making as well. And based on that, you find out who is the number 1 scorer, who is the number 2 scorer, and who is the later on. You identify those individuals or the vendors, suppliers, that these are the people who can do the work. Sometimes you work next level for the top 2. Sometimes you only work with 1. So depending upon as per your procurement management plan, you decide. Here I'm working only with the 1. So you identify that this is the top bidder. Yeah, this is the top vendor who is the guy we should be working with. Then in many cases, you want to work more with this person before we can agree to the contract. So you want to indicate him that you are the one who is doing good progress till now, and we want to work with you, so that we can work more and create a proper contract about it. So sometime in some organization, we issue a letter, and this is called letter of intent. We are saying that we intend to work with you, and now we need to get into more details, be open about it, and we need to finalize how do we work together. And after getting the letter of intent, there will be more round of conversation, negotiation. We agree to the contract. When we are negotiating, we always focus on win-win mindset. As a project manager, I focus on clarifying my project need. My procurement people might be leading those negotiating activities. Yeah. So again, exactly depends upon my organization enterprise factor. but I can say my procurement department might be by default leading with that particular negotiation. But I make sure the expectation related to the project deliverable, the quality understanding, the life cycle approach are compatible, because ultimately you are the project manager. You need to integrate all this work and make sure your deliverable get achieved. So this is how you handshake and you have a contract. The contract could be fixed price, time and material, or there could be further more details to it. You definitely have a contract, and later on, this contract will work as a foundation for collaboration with this particular vendor, and you will execute it and you will do the things in order to achieve your deliverable for your client. Yeah. So that was a quick flow of the procurement in the PMP exam perspective. If you have any follow-up query, put your comment in the comment section. And if you want to download this file, you can also visit our eisenbridge.com/download section. You can find this PDF file in case it is useful for you.